Welcome to my channel. Before we start, let me ask you one honest question. Have you ever felt that English is standing between you and your confidence? You understand some words. You know some grammar. But when it is time to speak, your mind becomes empty. Now listen to me carefully. What if I told you that English is not hard? What if I told you that the problem is not your memory, not your age, not your background, and not your intelligence? What if I told you that you don't need years to start speaking English? You don't need expensive courses that promise miracles. You don't need thick grammar books. You don't need to speak like a native speaker. And yes, you don't need talent. Most people believe English is difficult because they were taught to fear it. They were taught to be perfect. They were taught to stay silent if they make mistakes. Slowly, English became a pressure. And pressure kills confidence. Now imagine something different. Imagine speaking English without shaking. Imagine forming simple sentences without fear. Imagine expressing your thoughts clearly, even with simple words. What if I told you that if you follow the right method, you can start speaking English confidently in just 1 month? No, not fluently like a native. Not fast like a movie actor. But confidently. Clearly. Without fear. Confidence is the real beginning of fluency. And confidence does not take years. It takes the right direction. Most people fail because they follow the wrong path. They run after grammar rules. They memorize long word lists. They wait for the perfect time to speak. And that perfect time never comes. Today, I will show you the right path. A simple path. A practical path. A path made for absolute beginners. This video is not about shortcuts. It is about understanding how English really works. It is about training your brain step by step. It is about speaking even when your English is broken. If you stay with me till the end, you will understand why English felt impossible before. You will see why 1 month is enough to change your direction. And you will feel hope again. So don't skip this video. Don't doubt yourself. Stay with me. Because this video can truly change how you see English forever. Chapter 1. Why most people fail to learn English, and why 1 month is enough if done right. If you are learning English and you feel tired, slow, confused, or even hopeless, I want you to listen to me very carefully. You are not alone. Millions of people around the world feel the same way. They study English for years. They go to schools. They watch videos. They read books. And still, when it is time to speak, their mouth stays closed. Their heart beats fast. Their mind becomes blank. And slowly, they start believing one dangerous lie: English is not for me. But today, I want to remove that lie from your mind. The truth is simple and clear. Most people fail to learn English not because they are weak, not because they are slow, and not because they are stupid. They fail because they were taught English in the wrong way. From the very beginning, English was presented to them as something scary, something strict, something full of rules. Instead of freedom, English became fear. Instead of confidence, English became guilt. Think about your own journey. You were told to memorize grammar rules. You were given tense charts. Past tense, present tense, future tense. You were asked to remember formulas. You were given long vocabulary lists. You were tested again and again. Maybe you even passed exams. But when someone said, "Speak in English," everything disappeared from your mind. This is not learning a language. This is training fear. Schools teach English like a subject, not like a language. In school, the goal is marks. The goal is right answers. The goal is silence if you are not sure. But language does not work like that. Language is not about right or wrong first. Language is about expression. Language is about communication. Language is about connection. When schools focus only on correctness, they kill confidence. And without confidence, no language can live. Slowly, fear enters your mind. You start thinking, what if my grammar is wrong? What if I make a mistake? What if people laugh? This fear becomes heavy. Then guilt joins fear. You start blaming yourself. I am learning English for years. Why can't I speak? This guilt makes you quiet. And the more quiet you become, the harder English feels. Now I want you to understand one powerful idea. English is not knowledge. English is a skill. This one sentence can change everything for you. Knowledge is something you store. Skills are something you practice. You can read about swimming, but you cannot swim without entering water. You can read about cycling, but you cannot ride a bicycle without falling a few times. In the same way, you cannot speak English by only studying it. You must use it. You did not learn to walk by reading books. You did not wait to be perfect before taking your first step. You fell. You stood up. You tried again. No one corrected your walking grammar. They encouraged you. And because of that, walking became natural. English needs the same environment. Practice, patience, and permission to make mistakes. Most learners waste years doing useless activities. They study more grammar when they should speak. They memorize more words when they should use simple ones. They wait for confidence instead of building confidence through action. They believe that one day, magically, they will feel ready. But readiness never comes before action. Action creates readiness. Now listen carefully. 1 month is enough to build a strong speaking foundation if it is done the right way. I am not saying you will know everything in 1 month. I am not saying you will become perfect. That is not the goal. The goal is something much more important. The goal is confidence. The goal is clarity. The goal is speaking without fear. This is the biggest misunderstanding about fluency. Fluency does not mean knowing everything. Fluency does not mean big vocabulary. Fluency does not mean perfect grammar. Fluency means expressing simple thoughts clearly. If you can say what you feel, what you want, and what you think in simple English, you are already fluent at your level. When beginners understand this, something beautiful happens. The pressure reduces. The fear becomes smaller. The guilt disappears. They stop fighting English and start using it. They stop trying to impress and start trying to express. And that is when progress becomes fast. You do not need to do more. You need to do right. You need daily small actions that train your brain. You need speaking, even if it is broken. You need repetition, not perfection. You need courage, not complex grammar. This chapter is the foundation. Before we move forward, your mind must be light. You must believe again. You must understand that you are not late, you are not weak, and you are not hopeless. You were simply walking on the wrong road. In the next chapters, I will show you the right road. Clear steps, simple actions, day-by-day guidance. No confusion, no overload, just progress. For now, remember this one truth and keep it close to your heart. English did not fail you. The method failed you. And from this moment, that changes. Chapter 2, the first 10 days, training your brain to think in English, not translate. Now that you understand why English felt so difficult before, it is time to fix the biggest problem that stops most beginners from speaking. This problem lives inside the mind. It is not grammar. It is not vocabulary. It is translation. Almost every beginner does the same thing. First, they think in their native language. Then they try to change those thoughts into English. This process is slow. It is stressful. And most of the time, it fails. By the time you finish translating in your head, the moment to speak is already gone. Translation makes English feel heavy. It makes your brain tired. It makes speaking feel like a test. That is why many learners know English but cannot use it. Their brain is always busy translating instead of communicating. To speak English confidently, you must stop translating. And the first 10 days are only for this purpose, training your brain to think in English directly. Let me explain something very important in very simple words. Your brain already knows how to learn a language. You learned your first language without grammar books. You did not translate as a child. You listened. You repeated. You copied sounds. You made mistakes. Nobody stopped you when you spoke wrong sentences. And slowly, language became natural. This is exactly how the brain learns best. Through repetition. Through emotion. Through daily exposure. Not through rules. During the first 10 days, your job is not to learn more. Your job is to change how you use English. You must start very small. Very simple. Very slow. And very daily. This is where most people make mistakes. They try to be advanced too early. They try to sound intelligent. But sounding advanced at the beginning only makes you silent. The first habit is talking to yourself in English using very short sentences. This may sound strange, but it is powerful. When you wake up, say, I am awake. When you feel hungry, say, I am hungry. When you are tired, say, I am tired. These sentences are small, but they train your brain. They create a direct connection between thought and English. No translation. Just expression. The second habit is naming objects around you in English. Look around your room. Say, this is a chair. This is a table. This is a door. You are not doing this to learn words. You are doing this to make English normal in your mind. When English becomes part of your environment, fear slowly disappears. The third habit is describing daily actions in simple words. When you walk, say, I am walking. When you eat, say, I am eating. When you work, say, I am working. You do not need long sentences. You do not need correct tense every time. You only need flow. Your brain needs movement, not perfection. Now listen to this very carefully. The biggest enemy of English learning is not mistakes. The biggest enemy is silence. Mistakes mean you are trying. Silence means fear is winning. If you stop speaking every time you make a mistake, your brain learns one thing: English is dangerous. But if you continue speaking even with mistakes, your brain learns something powerful. English is safe. This is the spike moment. I want you to remember this line forever. Mistakes are not enemies. Silence is. Every mistake you make is a step forward. Every silent moment is a step backward. Once you understand this, fear loses its power. Another important point for these first 10 days is using only basic words. Simple words are strong words. When you try to use big, advanced words, your brain becomes slow. You start thinking again. You start translating again. And the old problem returns. Basic words help your brain move fast. Speed builds confidence. Confidence builds fluency. Many learners think they must sound advanced to sound fluent. This is wrong. Children sound simple, but they are fluent. Fluency is not about complexity. Fluency is about comfort. Comfort comes from simplicity. If you follow these habits daily for 10 days, something interesting will happen. At first, English will feel strange. Then it will feel familiar. And slowly, it will start feeling natural. Your brain will stop fighting English. It will start accepting it. These first 10 days are the hardest. Your mind will try to pull you back. It will say, "This is useless. This is too simple." Ignore that voice. That voice is fear in disguise. If you survive these first 10 days, your brain will change. English will stop feeling like a foreign language and start feeling like a tool. And once that happens, everything becomes easier. Chapter 3. The next 10 days, speaking daily. Even if your English is broken now, you have reached the next stage of your journey. The first 10 days trained your brain to stop translating and start thinking in English. If you followed those steps, even a little, you already feel a change. English feels less scary. Words come faster. Fear is still there, but it is weaker. Now comes the most important part. Speaking. Real speaking. Daily speaking. Even if your English is broken. Many learners wait for perfect English before speaking. They believe confidence will come first. But this belief is wrong. Confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes from speaking. The more you use English, the more comfortable it becomes. Perfection is not the door. Usage is the door. During the next 10 days, your main goal is very simple. Speak English every day for 10 to 15 minutes. Not 1 hour. Not long speeches. Just small, daily speaking. This small habit is powerful because it trains your brain regularly. English becomes a daily activity, not a special event. You can speak alone. You can speak while walking. You can speak in your room. Talk about your day. Talk about your plans. Talk about what you see. It does not matter if your sentences are broken. Broken English is better than silent English. Every sentence you speak builds courage. Now let me share something emotional and very real. Many people actually speak better when they are alone. In front of a mirror, they can speak. In their room, they can speak. But when another person comes, their voice disappears. This happens because of fear of judgment. The mind thinks, what if they laugh? What if I sound stupid? And again, silence wins. The solution is not forcing yourself into big conversations. The solution is moving slowly from private practice to public confidence. First, Speak alone. Then record your voice. Then speak one sentence to one person. Step by step. Confidence grows slowly, and that is okay. Another powerful tool in these 10 days is using fixed simple sentence patterns. Instead of creating new sentences every time, use the same patterns again and again. For example, I like, I want, I am learning, I feel. These patterns become comfortable. Your brain does not need to think much. And when thinking reduces, speaking increases. You should also repeat common phrases instead of learning new grammar. Many learners think progress means new rules. But progress actually means better usage of what you already know. Repetition builds fluency. When you repeat phrases daily, they become automatic. And automatic speech is real fluency. Listening is also important, but listening must be slow and active. Do not listen like music. Listen to copy. Choose simple English. Listen to one sentence. Pause. Repeat. Copy the rhythm. Copy the speed. Copy the feeling. This trains your mouth, not just your ears. Now listen to this carefully. Fluency grows when you stop correcting yourself while speaking. When you stop in the middle of a sentence and think, is this correct? You break flow. And flow is more important than correctness at this stage. Let the sentence come out. Even if it is wrong. Correction can come later. Right now, movement is more important than accuracy. Here is another strong truth. You do not need a speaking partner to improve. Many learners wait for someone to practice with. They say, I have no partner. This becomes an excuse. But the truth is simple. You only need consistency and courage. Speaking to yourself works. Recording your voice works. Shadowing works. Improvement does not wait for people. It waits for action. After 20 days, something beautiful happens. Fear becomes weaker. Sentences come faster. You stop thinking so much. English stops feeling like a foreign language and starts feeling like a familiar sound. You are not fluent yet. But you are free. Free from fear. Free from silence. This is the moment where many learners quit, thinking they are done. But this is only the beginning. In the next chapter, we will turn English into a daily habit that stays with you for life. Chapter 4. The final 10 days. Turning English into a daily habit for life. You have now reached the final stage of this 1-month journey. If you are still watching and still practicing, I want you to pause for a moment and feel proud. Most people start learning English with excitement, but they quit when it becomes uncomfortable. You did not quit. That alone means something inside you has already changed. Now the goal is not short-term motivation. The goal is long-term confidence. The goal is turning English into a natural part of your life. The last 10 days are not about learning new rules or pushing yourself harder. They are about making English normal. When English becomes normal, fear disappears. When English becomes part of your routine, fluency grows quietly, without pressure. Let me explain this in a simple way. You do not wake up every day and motivate yourself to use your phone. You do not prepare your mind to speak your native language. These things are part of your life. English needs to reach the same place. Not something special. Not something heavy. Just something normal. During these final 10 days, you will use your daily routines to practice English. When you walk, think simple English thoughts. I am walking. The road is busy. The weather is nice. When you cook, think, I am cutting vegetables. I am cooking food. When you work, think, I am working now. These thoughts are small, but they are powerful. They connect English with real life. You do not need long conversations. You do not need perfect sentences. You only need presence. English should walk with you through the day. Even 5 or 10 English thoughts during normal activities are enough. This is how English stops feeling like study and starts feeling like life. Listening also becomes more relaxed in these days. You do not listen to learn rules. You listen to feel the language. You can listen while resting, while lying on bed, while traveling. Simple English videos. Simple stories. Simple conversations. Let the sound enter your mind naturally. No pressure to understand every word. Comfort comes first. Speaking during these days must also be pressure-free. No timing. No targets. Speak when you feel like it. Speak when something comes to your mind. If nothing comes, stay silent. Silence without fear is okay. Forced speaking creates tension. Natural speaking creates confidence. Now comes a very important moment. A moment many learners never understand. English fluency is not a destination. It is a lifestyle. There is no final day when English suddenly becomes perfect. But when English becomes part of how you think, progress never stops. Every day adds something. Every week improves comfort. Every month builds confidence. This is the biggest spike in your journey. When you stop chasing fluency and start living with English, fluency starts chasing you. Look back at yourself now. 1 month ago, you were afraid. You were silent. You doubted yourself. Today, you think in English sometimes. You speak, even if it is broken. You are not scared of mistakes. This is not small progress. This is transformation. Now imagine yourself in real situations. Talking to someone in English. Ordering food. Asking for help. Sharing your thoughts. You may still make mistakes. But you will not freeze. You will not run. You will speak. And that is power. English is not just a language. It is confidence. It is opportunity. It is respect. When you speak English, you feel seen. You feel heard. You feel capable. This confidence moves into other parts of life too. Your posture changes. Your voice becomes stronger. Your self-respect grows. Before this chapter ends, I want you to remember one thing. Do not stop. Do not go back to old habits. Keep English alive in your daily life. Small actions. Simple words. Honest effort. You started this journey to change something inside you. And you did. Now protect that change. Grow it. Live with it. English is no longer your enemy. English is now your companion. If this video changed how you see English, if it removed even a little fear from your heart, and if it made you believe that English is possible for you, then this video has done its job. Remember, confidence starts with belief. And today, you took the first step. Please like this video. Your one like tells YouTube that this lesson matters. It helps this message reach other learners who feel afraid, silent, or stuck, just like you once did. Subscribe to the channel for more simple, clear, and powerful English lessons made specially for absolute beginners. Every video here is designed to help you think in English, speak without fear, and grow step by step. And now, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me, which day of this 1-month journey are you starting from today? Day 1? Day 10? Or are you continuing forward with new confidence? Your comment is your promise to yourself. Write it down. Begin today. I'll see you in the next lesson. Your journey starts now. I'll see you in the next lesson.